Make the ground shake.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 10.0 patch preview by Rubicon X. This patch is only available on the test server. If you want that, I will put a link into the description how you can download it. Also, I will put a detailed information of what Wargaming has done in this patch. But if we put that in few words, they've made a lot of the tanks HD, especially the one in the lower tiers. There are some high tier tanks like the IS-8, which is now called the T10, and so on. And they've overhauled the Rampage game mode, which I still haven't tried, but I will do in the near future. But the most important thing that they have done in this patch is the introduction of the replacement for the FV4202, which is the Centurion Action X. This thing immediately is a force to be reckoned with at tier 10, and in my opinion this will be a fan favorite among the World of Tanks player base. Now, for once, this thing is a real upgrade over the Centurion 7.1, unlike the FV4002. If we take a closer look at both of them, we can see that they have exactly the same hull, 120 on the upper plate and around 80 on the lower plate, I think, which is alright. If you use your gun depression, this upper plate can save you. It is not as good as on the FV4002. It has to be said that had much better angling, but this is not half bad either. The one thing that this thing has over the FV, that I certainly think that it is a big difference and quite possibly the biggest improvement over the FV, is the top speed. Gone are the 40 kph of misery, and now this thing has 53 kilometers per hour top speed, which is exactly the same as on the STB, believe it or not, which I think it is the biggest competitor to this thing when this patch goes live. When it comes to the turret armor, it's, I'd say, a little bit above average, because it is a 98 millimeters, but it does not have a gun mantlet, and it still has this prominent ring below the gun, which is easily penetratable. But overall it is okay, because apart from that ring and this turret hatch, everything is pretty much an autobound zone, unless someone is firing heat at you. And since it is the test server, believe me, a lot of premium shells are being fired. Now the gun is pretty much the same as the one on the FV4002, same rate of fire, same gun depression. And if we take a closer look between this one and the one on the STB one, we can see that apart from the caliber, they are quite different. The STB one has the upper hand in the rate of fire by half around a minute, or around a second in reload time, but it loses in pretty much all other respects. Penetration is worse by 10 millimeters, accuracy worse by 0.04, aim time worse by 0.2 of a seconds, and the dispersion is worse as well. Overall, I like the gun on the Centurion. It is really responsive. The dispersion is not bad, even though I have a shitty crew in it, which to compensate I had to use a padding and T, but that didn't stop me from being really competitive in it. Downside to this thing is that the ammo racks is placed around this area here and this area here, so it is very common that you get tracked and you get a damaged ammo rack out of it, at least in my experience, but you don't get set on fire from the front, which is good news in my book. Anyway guys, I think that was enough of this garage talk. Let's get into some gameplay. And here is the Centurion AX in all its glory. It's an encounter game on Himmelsdorf, on the winter Himmelsdorf map, and since it's a test server, a lot of new players are playing the game, so don't expect any backup from your team whatsoever. Play solo as much as you can, because a lot of these players haven't even got a tier 10 in their real life, so expect no teamwork here. Now I will do this now to show you the easy penetration that the object 140 had in my turret. As I said, below the gun it's pretty weak, so you have to be wary of that. The obvious place for me was the hill. I have a decent turret armor with great gun depression, so I can literally abuse it, and especially when it comes to encounter games. The Foch made a very good clip. He whittled down all of the enemies that you see here. As you can hear, the WZ was firing full hit, and I will try to back my team up by shooting these guys down here. They are easy shots. Do take out the T-57, and after each shot I just check out to see if these TDs are making a move, and they are now. That means I have to fall back, and those shots on the R7 were a showcase of what this gun could really do. The Foch takes care of the Waffle E100, and I do have side shots on this object 263 that is in the cab, and I do reset the cab while I'm at it. He pulls back, and I think that this Jagdpanzer just fired at the Foch, I think, and I just move up, put one into the lower plate. At that angle it was an easy penetration. I will try to track him, but missed the road wheel by a couple of centimeters, and that was enough to not immobilize him. Somehow managed to bounce the shot on the object 140 and retrack him once more, and now I make a run for it. He misses, and the Centurion AX makes an appearance. Put a shot into him, only bounce. The object 140's hit bounces on my side armor. It was very well angled. I don't want to go there because the Jagdpanzer will be there, and I will try to pressure these mediums here. I have the gun depression for it. He pulls back, and I will try to push once more. I am hesitant. I will be hesitant at this point because I was worried about those two guys, but now they are spotted, and I will try to put a shot into the Centurion, hit his upper plate, bounced, and the object only takes my track out. I will take care of him. That's 3 kills already, and only the Panzer left. He will shoot me, I will die, but he will get taken out instantly after that. And let's get into the post-battle results. As per usual, let's take a look into the post-battle results. As you can see, I managed to pick up Ace Tanker, which is very hard to do on the test server. Not because everybody is playing it so good and you need a high base experience, because the teams are utter trash, and you either have a very quick game or a very quick loss, or you get shot by your own team, whichever suits your boat. And getting high amounts of damage is pretty much impossible, but I managed to pick it up, and combined with high caliber and confederate, this was a pretty okay game. If we look into the team score, we can see that we did finish top on damage with 5.7k, 3 kills and 1.3k base experience. Pretty okay for such a fast game, has to be said, but I didn't even stop firing the gun at all. If you look into the detailed report, we can see that we did fire 21, hit 21 and pen 17. That is a great showcase of the gun's accuracy and aim time, and the penetration is not half bad either. Out of our 5.7k damage, 390 were from a sniping distance. We did receive 8 hits with only 4 penetrations and 4 bounces. That right there is proof that this thing has decent amounts of armor, and for the mobility it's pretty okay. We did damage 10 vehicles, destroyed 3 and 2.5 assistance damage. I'd say that is more from tracking and that sort of stuff. And we had 20 base defense points. Anyway guys, that was my take on the Centurion Action X and the whole patch in general. Wargaming are trying to make the whole game HD, and with this thing, with this whole patch with over 20 tanks, they are certainly on the right way. This introducing this beast is the right call for me, and if it stays like this when it goes into the live server, it will be a force to be reckoned with. That was it for this video guys, and bye for now.